Hello, my Cancer darlings. I hope that you all are doing well today. I hope that you all have been enjoying your holidays. You guys have been staying safe. My Cancers, I want to do something a little different from this video today. Just because I was moved and I felt led to come to you this way, right? Cancers, I'm not going to use any cards today. We're going to switch it up completely. But I have received I have been channeling certain messages, right? And one that really stood out to me over the course of the holiday seasons was cease and desist. Right? Cease and desist. Now, as the year is coming to an end, Cancers, most of you would have made it to this point, right? And for that, you should really pat yourself on your shoulder because this year has been a very trying time for most, if not all of us, right? This year would have chewed some of us up and spit us back out. This year would have really tested the faith of many of us. It would have tested our commitment to who and what we say we are. It was just a year where some of you would have been tested in so many different areas of your life, right? Whether it be family, career, uh, love life, whatever, on a personal level, you have just been tested so much. But as the year is coming to a close, Cancers, the message that I received was cease and desist, right? Now, I don't know whether the collective would have engaged in this type of activity where they would have sent out formal and physical cease and desist. But the sense that I'm getting, Cancers, is that the the entities and the people that were up against you did not really realize how much in the game you were. Although you did not appear that way, Cancers, you kind of gave the impression that you wasn't really playing the game when in fact you were very observant the whole time. It's almost like um the 48 laws of powers. One of the laws is don't outshine the masses. Some of you took the approach where you didn't want to outshine people in the game that they thought they were playing with you, when in fact you were several steps ahead, right? You offered the grace that they were not entitled to. You turned the other cheek when you had every right to be angry. What you did in those situations where people would have come across you or would have offended you in some sort of way, you did not react the way that you were entitled to act in that situation, Cancers. But you have been making calculated moves the entire time. For some of you, I get the sense that you would have experienced a series of betrayals, right? And these betrayals would have come from people that were either competing or comparing themselves to you. Um, and the thing is, Cancers, these people, though they were in competition or comparing themselves to you may not have necessarily even been the type of person, or you may have not even necessarily been the type of person who has a lot, right? But one thing you do have is a light about you. And just to be around you, Cancers, your energy has the ability to make even the lowest feel so much better about themselves, right? Although they did not want to admit it and they didn't want to learn from you, certain individuals decided to go up against you and compete against you out of envy, right? A lot of them would have been very observant of not just you, but how the world perceives you, how the world responds to you and reacts with you, and often questioned why they themselves never receive the type of attention that you receive, Cancers, in your most authentic state. Now, although you may have pretended as though you did not see these betrayals or or these offenses against you, Cancers, it came a time where you actually you didn't react, but you responded. And for some of you, for whoever this is for, you responded in a way that was it carried a lot of weight. It carried a lot of weight. What I'm hearing is both in this spiritual realm, both in this physical realm and in the spiritual realm, right? It was as though you sent a it was as though you let off a flare to say cease and desist. This will no longer be tolerated. You are prohibited from passing go. You will not collect $200. You have been given notice that I have noticed what you have been doing, and now I am putting you up on notice, right? And so, for those of you that would have taken certain steps to remove these people energetically from yourself, or even these people who were siphoning your energy, you will now begin to notice that they have gone very quiet, Cancers. They have gone very quiet. They are avoiding you at this time, but what I am hearing is to be very careful during this time, because for some of them, they still want to get a reaction out of you to make it seem as though you are the one that is not worthy of being trusted. You are not who you say you are. But it is just them projecting how they feel about themselves onto you. Now, though they may be silent and avoidant at this time, there will be attempts where they will try to come back into your sphere to see if you are still going to allow them access into your life. And what I'm hearing from within is that for some of you, you have already passed the test. You have passed the test of standing up for yourself. You have passed the test for drawing the line in the sand. You have passed the test for acknowledging and affirming your self worth. And so the boundaries that you would have erected by way of this figurative or literal cease and desist, it really comes from a place of self love. You see, Cancers, when you may have been down and out and these people surrounded themselves around you, they looked at your pain and suffering as something to mock. They may have, you may have confided in some of these people, but during the times where you were experiencing challenges in your life, they were observing you and they were somewhat happy to see you in that state, a state where you were not winning or what they perceived to be not winning. But little did they know is that your trials would eventually become your testimony, right? And so they have a very rude awakening waiting on them. They are not going to be able to function, or they will either they won't be able to function without your energy, or they will just have to find a new person to siphon energy from. But Cancers, this person is no longer allowed in your energetic field. It's almost as though your guardian angels are fiercely guarding you at this time. They have watched you go through it, and at this point, because you will pass the test, certain things can't happen anymore. That is not to say that you won't experience challenges, but the set of challenges that some of you Cancers would have endured, and I get the sense that some of you would have endured being taken advantage of from you were a child. Those type of challenges that have just followed you throughout your life where people feel as though they can take advantage of your 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 light, your kindness, your honesty. They will no longer be able to do that. And so, Cancers, as you enter into this new year, I'm hearing that a lot of things will begin to bloom for you. A lot of the challenges that were sent your way, you have passed. And the burnout that you would have felt coming down to the end of this year is going to subside itself. It's going to be lifted as the days go on. Because you see, the burnout was simply because there were so many people that were around you that did not mean you well. There were so many people around you feeding and siphoning your energy, whether it be co workers, friends, or family. There were so many of them leeching off of you, which explains the burnout that you felt coming down to the end of the year. And so now that you have removed yourself, now that you would have denied access, you will begin to charge yourself up again. And I can't even say that you will feel like your old self, Cancers, because you are stepping into a new dispensation. You are stepping into a new version of yourself that is going to take some time to get for you. It's going to take some time to get accustomed to. It's like you have traded in that old version of yourself for this new version of yourself just by way of you passing that test. Okay? And so, Spirit is saying, congratulations, you've made it this far, and we are with you every step of the way. So, Cancers, I hope this message has been helpful. I hope that whoever this message is meant to reach, it gets to them. And I am wishing each and every one of you a happy holiday and a happy new year. See you in the next message. Bye bye, Cancers.